Hello, buddy. Welcome back to Tinmans Sports Channel. I'm your host, Jeffrey Tin Man Taylor. And today I thought I'd come out here and share with you all another dream that I had. And this one I had years ago, and I still remember it to this day because it's not only weird, but I just still see this event happening. And the event I'm talking about is a fishing competition at my old high school. So basically, this is how it all went down. I'm over here at the house, and I get in the mail an invitation to come to this fishing tournament. My mom said, "Oh, maybe you might like to go to that." I said, "You know what, Mama? That wouldn't be a bad idea. Maybe they let me film it for a YouTube video." But I was joking, of course. So I went to my old high school, and you know what they did? They took the football field, dug a hole out, I'm not kidding, and put a big Olympic-sized pool in there, and then covered up the whole ground area to look like some grass and filled it up with a bunch of like bass. And people were allowed to like fish on like the outer side of this big pond that they made, but they also had like walkout ramps that was like raised up a little bit so people could walk up on the steps and then walk across and fish from that. And they also had safety rails on it too. I said, wow. Before the whole competition started, I just walked around and just amazed how big the pond was they made. And also, I went on the walkway thing, and it was sturdy. It actually held up my weight, but I did not sign up for the competition, so I had to get off of that thing before they gave me to go home. The judges made it clear like how much fish the people can catch. I think it was like you have to have like at least 25 to 30 fish. But if you get over that, be like, okay, you're declared the winner automatically. So they said, okay, get your fishing poles ready and toss them. Everybody tossed their lines in, tighten them up just a little bit, and then waited for the fish to nab them. And once they did, roll them up real quick, put them in their coolers or cold water buckets just to keep them fresh. And then they just keep doing it until the timer was up. And I remember my friends Bob the Racer and Blitz, shout out to them, by the way, were there. I think Blitz was in the competition, but Bob was like not in it. He was just videotaping him competing. And I think he ended up getting like 25 fish, so he didn't get declared to be the winner. Everybody else that was that, I think it was like 35 to 40 people around the big pond itself, but there was like at least another 15 to 20 on the walkway things. And a few people over the walkway got more fish out of the others. They ended up walking away as a champion with 45 fish. I was like, golly, that's a lot. And then I walked over towards our old baseball court area, and they set up a little kid pond for the kids to catch their fishing lines to grab those plastic fish for prizes. I said, now that sounds like a good carnival game. And guess who was there? Kid behind the camera himself, Michael Green, and he was there with his two kids and wife, Bridget. I said, what in the world are they doing up here? I mean, they're from South Carolina. Hey, they're at least having a good time. I think I saw another YouTuber there as well, Boogie 2988. Didn't know he was into fishing, but he was there around the kiddie pond. I was like, Boogie, don't want to offend you, but you think you should have been over there fishing for the real fish? And he told me he could have, but he would have been afraid of them fish like jumping up and snapping back at him. I said, yeah, you got a point. And all the prizes they had for the kids that were playing in that area was like gift baskets, kind of like what you get at Easter, but made up of generic stuff for like boys and girls. Then it was starting to get dusk, and I said to my friends Bob the Racer and Blitzford, I said, I'm out of here. He said, okay, well, I hope you had fun coming down here. I said, oh, yeah, I did. It was something new. Never even thought that our school would have a fishing tournament up here. And then I found out that it was just a one-time thing. Oh, forgot to mention, the first place winner, not only if you got the most fish, you receive $10,000 and trip to the Smokies. Mom came and picked me up, and I told her how everything was. Met some nice people. And she said, oh, that was nice. Told her that it was only really a one-year thing. I told her what the first place prize was. And then she went like, man, you should have signed up to try to win that. I said, I know I should have. Because I think second place was like $3,000 for that prize, and you get 2 tickets to go to a football game. And then third in place was $500 and a chance to go to some sort of RV boat show. And then another ticket for the fishing show over at the state fairgrounds. And then final place was like $300 and some tickets to go see a movie of your choice at the movie theater. they were good prices, nevertheless. So then I got home, relaxed for the rest of the day, and went to bed. And then I woke up the next morning out of my dream. I said, it was weird, but it was actually a fun dream to have. But let me know down in the comments if any of you had dreams similar to that, where you went to some sort of fishing tournament either at your high school or it was being held at a lake or a big pond or at the beach or something. I would love to hear what you guys dreamt about that was fishing related. But don't forget to like, subscribe, turn on post notifications for more dream related content like this. This has been another successful installment of the Tinmans Core channel. I'm your host, Jeffrey Tinman Taylor, and that's a wrap. And have a nice day, y'all.